to be aboard the D18 at this time.
We've just arrived in Adelaide. It's 11 in the morning or thereabouts, and we can't check into our hotel for a couple of hours. So we're wandering around the centre, having some breakfast, and just relaxing. Adelaide is a very beautiful city, ranked number 5 in the world for places to live. It's called the Garden City. It's very green. It has a tropical climate. They've also preserved a lot of beautiful old buildings from the 1860s or thereabouts. This is the beginning of Rundle Mall, and this is where the Richmond Hotel is. This is our little breakfast place we found, just around the corner from our hotel. Excellent breakfast. There's Lynda, just recovered from the large breakfast that she had.
And they planted them out here in the Barossa Valley, and they grew incredibly well. A tiny little bug that gets into the root systems of your vines, and by the time...
This is our first stop in the Barossa Valley.
Label with Barossa on it or Cellar Reserve is going to be some very, very good. So folks, welcome to Tanunda High Street.
We're now in Tanunda, a typical wine town in the wine area north of Adelaide. Now we're at lunch at the winery. And Linda's reading all about it, what we're going to eat.
Oh, it's an interesting picture.
Hello folks, how are you?
Good.
Yeah.
And this is Lynda after she's had 2 more glasses of wine.
Doing what's called pump over, so it's a pump, and you can see it on these ones in front of us. There's a big pump that comes up from the bottom of the... So it's pretty much making, that's your ingredient to make brandy, which is along with his wife Sophia, wanted to bury his father some...
Look at it over there.
Build up over here. Sorry.
Okay.
We've now arrived at Meningie. We're going around the lake, working our way around to the beginning of the Pacific Highway, heading for Melbourne and then to Sydney. And this is Lake Albert, which we've been driving around all day on the way from Adelaide, heading for Melbourne. And tomorrow morning, very shortly, we'll join the Pacific Highway, which runs all the way along the Pacific for about 1,000 miles up towards Sydney. And this is our little motel. This is the city of Portland in the Australian state of Victoria.
Oh, you can't get in there, can you?
He's coming after me, I think.
Don't forget, you won't get a call on Tuesday. No, I'll be there early. I'll have to.
This is the beginning of the Great Ocean Road. This is the most spectacular part of this coast. Lots of ships of old used to be wrecked. And you can see why. The surf is up to about 30 feet high in places.
There's another one this side.
There's a billabong.
Another one. Oh, left.
Yeah, I saw some action. Someone burped or something.
Cheers. Cheers. Right, oh, look at his head. No. Turn around again.
Hello. Really? Yeah.
Get the guy some grease.
You can pick.
To fly over. You. Oh yeah, you enjoyed that, didn't you?
You're used to this, aren't you? You're used to it.
This is incredible.
That's beautiful. Hello, Coffee. Look at you. Hello, Coffee.
Don't you talk to me?
You can look right in front of the camera.
You look straight at me.
Oh, lovely.
Someone's been
Oh, my chickens will go away.
They're never good at cheering. No. What about this big?
Phil, this is for you. That's what you need on the front of your truck. Just take a little bit on the car.
That's the post office.
This new building.
I hear that, yeah, that's good.
Green.
It's looking the other way, you have to get the other side,
Yes,
to the
yeah.
other side. Unfortunately, I have to go around the left side of it. The one in the front. This way, with that other walk window.
Love it.
It's just here, the little lines.
Close. Yeah. And here we have, first thing in the morning, the Sydney skyline as taken from our hotel window. And there we're looking up towards the ocean, around the corner there, Sydney Harbour. And a cruise line has recently come in. It's one of the Royal Caribbean boats. For our boat to come in, which I believe docks in about half an hour. Our boat should come over there to the right of the bridge, that's upstream, at one of those piers over there, you can see, which are the old shipping piers where the immigrants used to arrive. Now if you look at the old houses in the background behind the piers, that's called the Rocks, which is the old original Sydney habitation. Milford Sound on the south end of the South Island of New Zealand. The water here is several hundred feet deep, and we're going to cruise through here for a number of hours on our way to Dunedin. Some of these cliffs are 4,000 feet high. And now the sun's beginning to come up. We should get some great lighting. This is coming out of the field. We just come out of there. We're now going to go along the coast and then go into another one, apparently. These, of course, are the southern Alps of the South Island, New Zealand. Now we're leaving the second fjord, very rugged coastline, just skirting around the rocks. I guess the channel's very deep.
And when the three gentlemen came back,
Here we are in Dunedin at the railway station. And now we're at the station, at the end of the line, up on the plain, where all the sheep, cattle farming comes from. Millions of sheep. There are 27 million sheep in New Zealand and 4.2 million people.
In the 1860s through to about 1900.
There's the railway station bottom. Dunedin, heading for Christchurch. Now we've arrived near Christchurch, and we're going to have to use boats to get into the shore.
Go to winery and spending a week there.
We just come into Picton, which is the top end, north end of the South Island, opposite to Wellington, which is the bottom end of the North Island. And we're going to do a tour of Picton. We're coming through a very long entranceway. You can see the ferry over to the North Island leaving. And this is where we're going to disembark shortly to go on our tour. I think we're on a little island opposite to Picton. There's a huge wood yard here. One of the big products this area is trees, sheep and fish and chips.
It's planted in grapevines.
And here we are in the Marlborough wine area. We stopped at the winery to test the coffee, or the wine in Lynda's case. That's great. Oh, I'm sorry. This looks like Lynda having a rest, or is it?
That's all tidal, as you can see. Mud flats there. Go, 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 go.
Here we are waiting at the Sound for our boat ride back to Picton. And I believe this is our boat coming in.
For everybody situated just in the back of the galley there, where there are complimentary teas, coffees and biscuits. Being a protected species.
We're now arriving early in the morning in Wellington, which is at the bottom of the North Island. I believe this is the highest point. We're going up on the tram today. Here is some of the downtown with a big stadium right in front of us.
They got so big that they built a new cathedral a couple of blocks over that way. Did you guys drive past that on your way here? Big kind of apricot, orange, depending on the
St Paul's
Mold's going on
Cathedral,
there.
Wellington.
And they closed the doors on this.
Beautiful. Yeah. What's it say? Come on, come and look at your... What I'll do... See.
And they were built by a local businessman, one house for each daughter when they were teenagers.
She loves chasing Tink, the one sitting down over there. Ready? So like a border collie, she wants to bring the sheep to sheep on the farm. They're all brought in horseback or walked in with the dogs, and you put them into the shed here. So we could fit about 800 woolly sheep overnight into the shed. Sliding around in the slope. So the safest way to deal with them when we're shearing them is to turn them over. So we just roll them over like this, onto their back. Just try to get them nice and up.
Onto that belly go in and in. Right into that job with the whole machine. Okay, anybody want some? Inside the leg goes. Bit of rain, so it's a little bend. Just a little bend to get the warmth this morning. We always like to shear our sheep when they're bone dry. It's hard for her to stand on. That's why we have the grating where she...
I don't know if you believe him or not. Maybe he's Australian. 56 years old is the average age over there, isn't it? So this lamb here that's holding it out. And he's coming down that last side now. Got his hand, he's cutting well. Coming onto that last leg now, pushing.
You watch out. $3 out there, $3, $3.10, $3.10, $3.20 over there, $3.30 over there, $3.30, $3.40, $3.40, $3.40.
designed by architect Ian Atfield from Wellington, who's recently passed away, but this is one of his most famous homes. The wine that's growing in and out of the ocean. We originally were underwater.
Now we're on the top of the mountain. It's the road we just come up. Napier's in the distance. This is all the Hawke's Bay area, North Island, where they grow all the fruit, the wine, sheep, etc.
Step back one. Be careful, somebody's making
On my right hand shoulder here, they're reinforced with steel, and that was new technology.
And this is the Art Deco area of Napier. A lot of it was rebuilt after the earthquake some 20 odd years ago. This is the entry to Tauranga Harbour.
Out inland and use those water courses as a way of travelling.
Luna. We're now at the hot springs, just east of Rotorua. Come on, blow. This is Thunder Crater. Dun, 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 dun. Shitty.
Yeah.
Shitty brown colour.
Looks like
Bubbling shit.
clay.
Imagine that you're here in New Zealand. Maybe. Now this artist palette that we're looking at here, we have different colors, and these colors are corresponding to different mineral deposits. So as I mentioned, that orangey red color is cinnabar, the yellow.
That's incredible.
This is the original spa hotel built by the government at Rotorua earlier in the last century when it first became popular to come here and take the waters. Then this is the last goodbye to Sydney as we sail on our way towards Vancouver. This is our entry into New Caledonia first thing in the morning. This is the port and I think the town of Namea in Caledonia.
Morning.
Morning. They're probably coming to eat you. Coconut Square in the centre of Nume, New Caledonia. This is the Lido Buffet restaurant at the top of the boat. We're having lunch.
It's like in Alberta, we get the oil on the ground.
And now we're on the top of the hill behind Nume, New Caledonia. This is the nice residential area with the mountains in the background.
With prison labor, in 1863, and this ended on you. And here you've got a nice bike path and a walking path.
This is a very fancy bar in the 4-star hotel, overlooking the beach. This is from the top of the mountain, near the top of the mountain at Namur, across the island, and shortly we'll start to see the world's longest reef. The reef out there protects the island from tsunamis, etc. And here we have the sun setting over the Pacific. Of course, in the southern hemisphere it sets in the east. Or so Lynda believes. This morning we've just arrived at what they call Mystery Island, which is well out into the Pacific, on our way to Tahiti. There are no tours or anything here. There's only swimming on the beach and natives. Hope there are not too many cannibals around. And we'll be going ashore later. And this, I think, is the beach area we're going to be swimming from. This is Tahiti, first thing in the morning. We're now approaching Pago Pago, American Samoa Islands. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Now we're on our tour of American Samoa. We're going around the coast. You can see all the jungle.
The house, and we have an album ceremony. There's a monument right in front of people.
This is Honolulu, Hawaii Harbour. Big container boat going out. And we're looking over in the distance to where the Pearl Harbour exhibit is. Tower, which used to be the highest point in Honolulu.
Well, in World War I, it actually happened.
That's enough.
Filming goes on. How many of you watch Hawaii 5-0 back home?
Yeah.
And here we are having lunch with all the different kinds of shrimp.
Very small windows. And by the way, the valley is...
And this is in 1890. Both some of our relations went to New Zealand. It's a mixture of sails and funnels. About 4,000 tons. There's Lynda by her new private yacht. Now our ship is going to be just around the corner. And this is the shot 5 in the evening, 6 in the evening, as we leave Honolulu. And you can now see the whole downtown city where we were anchored. Right the way around, if you go to the other side of those buildings, you've got Waikiki Beach. In the background you can see Diamond Head. That's the famous clock tower. Used to be the tallest building in Honolulu. And that's where the Pearl Harbor bomb landed beside it without it falling down. This is all the new waterfront. And we're just going around to the convention centre. And that's the old, I think, tea clipper at 1890 that we filmed earlier. And on the other side of the building there's something else we'll have a closer look at. There we have Diamond Head in the distance, and all those buildings have got Waikiki Beach in front of them. And this is the final look of Honolulu as we sail away. Going past Diamond Head. It's getting dark. This is the final stage of our journey as we come up past Vancouver Island. And this is the scene at the dock in Victoria, looking across towards the Olympic range in the USA. And here we come into Vancouver at the end of our journey. It's 6 in the morning. And we're about to go under the San Mateo Bridge. And now we are at the end of our journey. In the distance we see Stanley Park, which we toured around last July. that's Canada Place where the boat comes in, and that I think is the hotel in front of which we catch the express bus to Seattle.